So in the Barbados Bridgetown mission, the mission covers 8 countries, 7 islands, and 1 country in South America. The mission is actually split into 2 sections, English-speaking islands that are covered by English-speaking missionaries, and French-speaking countries that are covered by the French-speaking missionaries. The English-speaking islands consist of St. Martin, St. Vincent, Grenada, St. Lucia, and Barbados. So I never served in any of those islands, but the French mission, part of the mission, is Guadeloupe, Martinique, and French Guiana. I began my mission in Guadeloupe in an area called Abimes, and then I was transferred down to French Guiana, where I served in 2 different areas, Matoury and Montebo. I then went back to Guadeloupe and served in a different area called Baymau. The French side of the mission is 1 district, and so it includes 4 branches. There are 2 branches in Guadeloupe, 1 in Martinique and 1 in French Guiana. The church was introduced into the Lower Caribbean about 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more, at least to the French side. So the church is still relatively small, but it has made a lot of progress in those last 20 years. There are 3 branches in Guadeloupe. So there are 3 branches in Guadeloupe, 1 in Martinique, and 1 in French Guiana, making a total of 5 branches on the French side, covered by 1 district. There are no temples in the mission. The closest temple is actually in the Dominican Republic or in Brazil for the saints that live in French Guiana. On the French side, the islands are dependent upon France. So they are technically not countries, they are departments, meaning they rely on France for all of their imports, for basically everything. So the countries, as a general statement, are decently developed, considering they have paved roads for the most part. They have clean water, and there's varying levels of how developed they are, but they definitely have a great French influence in the culture. One of the challenges of the religious climate down there, I guess you could say, is oversaturation. There are lots and lots of religions. The people are very believing, as a general statement. There are a decent amount of people that do not believe in God, but all of the people that I met were very kind. And even if we faced rejection in Guadeloupe and French Guiana, it's not very common. And people were usually very open to listening to what we had to say. Unfortunately, one of the difficulties that we faced was, like I said, oversaturation. They were exposed to a lot of different religions, and they had a hard time seeing how ours was different, or why they needed to join our church, why they couldn't just stay where they were at. They believed that they had a strong enough faith in Christ, and that that was good enough for them. And so a lot of our focus was helping people understand how they could continue to learn more about Christ, to strengthen their faith in Him, and really receive that confirmation of what God wanted them to do in their lives.